Hey guys, it's me. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a quick breakdown of the postmortem of how the AP scores came out. Just really quick rundown. 50% of my students that took the AP exam passed, which doesn't sound amazing, right? But that's actually about 10 points higher, a little bit more than 10 points higher than the typical score we get out of Warren. So I'll take it. It's a very nice, great success, I suppose. I wish it was a little bit higher, but actually that was about 5 points higher than my most conservative estimate of how we would do. A couple of y'all really kicked it into gear the last semester of the year this year, so that was really good. I was pretty happy with that. Um, so we had 35 people take the test, um, 18, 18 passed, about 18 passed or so, and so that's pretty decent. If you count the twos, which I don't, but a lot of AP teachers they consider a two like pretty good, like a good work in progress. If you count that, I guess that comes out to around 80%. About 80% of the students got at least a two or better. I had one person get a five, which is a really amazing score. You can probably put two and two together and imagine who that might have been. Um, but was interesting is that I was not surprised by any of the scores whatsoever. If you passed, I was like, yeah, of course that person passed. If you failed, I was like, yep, that person slacked off or wasn't consistent throughout the majority of the year. They were spotty here and there. They might have been strong for a chapter or two, and then just kind of like, you know, just let kind of things go the way they would, let things go into the wind or whatever. If you slacked off in the second semester and took your foot off the gas, you probably didn't pass. Um, it's just it really wasn't shocked by any of the outcomes here. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Like I said, I wish it was a little bit higher, but I mean 50% is pretty good for our school. I think we can do better next year, perhaps. But it's all over now, so just shrug it off. It's gone. It's whatever. What you do with your failure is really what is going to determine what happens to you the next few years. Just keep in mind, like if you didn't do this well on your AP test this year, luckily for you, you will be paying for the next 4 years, perhaps, either through scholarships or loans, or maybe your parents have saved up some money for you, which is really nice and gracious of them. So make it count, right? It's going to come out of your pocket this time, and you have the chance now to be that level 4, that level 5 student in every class that you take. Um, there's going to be less support for you, right? There's not going to be late work a lot of the times. There's not going to be multiple assignments to kind of help guide you on how to pass the exams. So you have to kind of take the skills that I've taught you this year, really keeping you to like a strict deadline as much as possible, making those note cards as much as you can. Maybe not as colorful anymore, but just making sure you have all that data there and you're studying it on a continual basis. Really make it count, guys. Just keep in mind, if you're going to be somebody's pediatrician, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be an engineer, you need to be a level 4 student at least. You need to be a level 5 student if you can't. You should be striving for that, even in an English class. Don't get lazy. Um, this is your future. This is everybody's going to be depending on you in whatever career field you go into. So be the best version that you can be. Um, this failure that you have, if you failed, is only a failure if you don't get better from it, right? Trust me, like I've failed at much more important things in my life than an AP test, and it's what you do with that, right? Just keep in mind in the future that practice really doesn't make perfect. It's when you practice perfectly that you become perfect. Okay, if you do something really crappy 1,000 times, you're not going to just get better at it the night you have to go perform some event, right? You have to practice it with perfection in mind at all times. You have to see how people are doing it correctly, emulate that, improve upon it if you can, and then there might be a chance that you'll do just that well on the night that you're expected to do that event. So just keep that in mind. You have to kind of be crazy. You gotta be your own harshest critic, and you can't cut yourself any slack when you're at this point in your life. Just try to be the best person you can be, and you'll be happy with yourself in the end, right? So just remember, if you did everything you can and you still don't come out on top, but you know that you did all the things you were supposed to do, um, you're almost a little bit proud if you don't quite reach where you're trying to go. So just keep those things in mind, and I hope that you can get better. Even if you got a five, I hope that you can still find success in the future, and I hope you get better and better. I look forward to seeing how a lot of you do, unless I didn't really, unless we didn't really appreciate each other too much in our class this year. Well, then I probably won't remember you, and that's all right. Uh, Good luck and enjoy the rest of your summer.